Welcome to lesson number 7. In the previous lesson, we discussed time management. Today's lesson is about entering the flow state. And I know some people are wondering, what exactly is the flow state? The best way to describe a flow state is when everything slows down and you're able to extract everything you want seamlessly, right? Think of someone playing basketball, right? And they're scoring 30 points, 40 points, 50 points. It's because within the game, they put themselves in a flow state to where everything is now slowing down. So they're seeing plays before it happens. Therefore, everything is easy to them, right? They know the open man is here. So without looking, they're throwing here, they're catching, it's just very easy. So for us in a business sense, what the flow state would be is think about you create your business, right? You need a name, you need the logo, you need a color, the brand kit and everything. Well, if you don't enter the flow state, then you're going to think of a bunch of different things and put it together, right? Maybe I like orange. Oh no, I like blue. Or maybe I like green, right? So entering the flow state will help us just look, sit back and say, boom, these colors work perfectly, right? And I've actually already thought of this a few months ago or a few years ago. So now I just remembered and it came back to me very easy. So how are we going to enter the flow state? Well, that depends on you, right? And so an example would be going for a run, right? Have you ever heard of the runner's high? The runner's high is when you go for, let's say, a 2 or 3 mile run, right? Within this run, you're going to get to a certain point where you don't feel anything. Your mind is just in a different place where you're just very present and you feel like you can run forever, right? And once you reach that point, it's what they call the runner's high, because now you're in this flow state where you're not thinking about the bills that are due or a project that has a due date coming up, right? You're just in the moment and you're letting your mind just flow, right? And so other ways to enter the flow state would be, doing yoga, dancing, putting on your favorite song and just simply letting the rhythm move you, right? That's going to put you in a state that you're so relaxed and calm and just ready to enjoy the moment that everything is stripped away and then exactly what you need suddenly appears, right? And that's the flow state. And the key is to figure out how to stay in the flow state for a long period of time, right? And that's something that I figured out also in college. And it was more so by listening to music and just simply thinking, right? Just sitting there, being still, flowing, listen to music. And I figured out that puts me in the flow state very easily, especially if, I'm picking the exact same songs that give a certain vibe, right? Or ambiance that allows me to really tap in. And so this is just something you have to experiment with, right? Because like I said, we're all different. So it can be dancing, running, painting, just anything that puts you in that state of mind where you feel very free and unrestricted. And that's where you're going to pull your best ideas. Again, once you figure out the best way to enter the flow state, then you kind of want to do it on a daily basis, right? Make that your routine. Another way that I enter the flow state is by taking showers, right? A lot of people have their best ideas in the shower. And what I found was that every time, even to this day, when I go to the shower, I come out and I'm writing something down like, okay, that was pretty interesting, right? Maybe I'll come back to this later. So what I did was simply take more showers, right? So I take 4 to 5 showers every day. That way I know I'm going to be in the flow state for a long period of time, right? And I'm sure maybe, not all of us can take 4 to 5 showers in a day if you're working in the office or what have you, but you just want to figure out what works for you and just do it over and over and over again. Because remember, the longer you're in the flow state, the best work you're going to produce in a short amount of time, right? Which makes us very efficient and makes us very productive at the same time. So the key for this lesson is figuring out what works for you, entering it, and staying there as long as you can, iterating on that and adding different methods of entering it from a different way, right? Again, swimming, running, whatever it is that works for you, do it and try to stay there as long as possible. We'll see you in the next lesson.